Hi, I'm Adam Drake, and today I want to talk about practice. And there's a few different types of practice that I feel racers need to work on. Sometimes you just want to get out to the track, burn some fuel, forget about the crazy or stressful work week, and just do laps with your buddies, and that's totally fine. But if you want to improve your driving, improve your overall package, I'm going to give you or go through some tips to practice like a pro. Basically, run down a few things that I try to do when I go to the track, and also some of the things that you need to do before going to the track. Again, this is for the more serious racer who's looking to improve their program, to improve their driving, and their overall knowledge of their vehicle and their overall package. So I guess we can kind of call this practice like a pro and go over some of the things that I do to kind of go over and improve my program on practice days. So first thing would be is to make sure your vehicle and your tires are prepared for the conditions that you're going to be practicing in. If you show up at the track and your last race was like a super high bite blue groove condition and you're going on a practice night and it's going to be really low grip, obviously you're going to want to adjust your setup and make sure you have the right tires for the condition that you're going to be practicing in. Next would be to see if the local track can turn on the timing system. The timing system makes it great because sometimes you go out and you run and your car may feel better, but it could be slower. And at the end of the day in racing, it's all about going as fast as you can. Obviously, you need to be able to do that consistently and put in clean runs. But at the end of the day, we're trying to improve our pace and go as fast as possible. So the timing will help. You can take your notebook, write down the changes that you made throughout the night, put your fast lap, top 5, 10, 15, so on and so forth. It can just really help make it easier to track your progress throughout the night or the day. Next thing that I like to do before going to the track is basically have a plan or goals of what I'm going to work on for the day. So that could be on a test day where I'm just trying to improve, say, the jumping or the landing of my vehicle, or maybe I'm trying to improve the high-speed stability through sweeping turns. I like to always give myself a few things that I'm going to work on. That can also go for my driving. So some days I may go to the track and just say, hey, I'm going to work on consistency. I'm going to try to drive as smooth as possible, make as few mistakes, and just be really consistent. The next day I may go to the track and I'm going to work on my just flat out speed, try to get more comfortable hanging it out and just really being focused on my actual fast lap times. Most of the time in 8-scale racing, they're longer races. Consistency usually wins out over speed. But nowadays in 8-scale racing, I feel like the pace has really progressed to where, yes, you need to be consistent, but you have to be able to have that raw speed to be able to be competitive for the win. So some other things that you'll want to do is you want to make sure that your vehicle, like I mentioned, you have the right setup, but it also needs to be maintained. In 8-scale, you can really, in a short period of time, put your car through a lot of abuse. It's really easy to just keep putting in tank of fuel after tank and putting a lot of time, stress, wear and tear on the vehicle. So if you're going to go practice, you want to make sure that your vehicle is maintained like if you were going to go race. And that's kind of what the purpose of practice is. You're trying to prepare and practice to simulate race conditions so that when you are in the race, you're comfortable and you have a good mindset and you're confident in your vehicle. And If you show up, your car's kind of beat up or roached out, again, some nights that's fine. You just want to get out there and drive and forget about everything else that's going on. But if you are trying to improve, you want to make sure that your vehicle is also up to the level that you're at to be able to practice properly to improve your racing. Another thing that I like to do on practice days, and again, this can vary from day to day, is I like to simulate runs. So whether that's setting a 5 or 7 minute clock on your phone with a stopwatch, or if you have a friend or a pit person that can kind of simulate a run. Normally I'll try to do this before bigger races just to kind of get back in that rhythm of being totally focused and making it seem like it is a race situation. Because let's face it, it's pretty easy on practice days to just go out, kind of forget about the time. You're just driving around, banging with your buddies. But in racing, you need to be really focused. And so it's kind of good to set a timer and try to simulate qualifiers so that when you then come to the big race, you're confident and calm, and it's just like what you practiced at home. Another thing that I like to test and work on while practicing is my run time. So if you go out and practice and you're just full punch, having fun with your buddies, obviously your run time is going to be different than when you drive smooth and efficient. So for me, if it's open practice at a big race and it's just kind of chaos, I won't always check my run time until qualifying starts. But a lot of times on practice nights, like if it's just Rhonda and I at the track or just a few of my buddies, I like to try to practice and get in the rhythm of driving smooth and efficient and then calculating my run time. Again, you're trying to practice to get to where what isn't normal becomes your new normal. So if you practice bad habits, you're going to have bad habits when the race comes around. So if you can practice good habits, practice driving smooth and efficient and getting good run time, that should be able to transfer over to your racing and just help improve lap times, consistency. So those are just some tips that I have to try to improve your practice, have more of a program for practice instead of just burning fuel and burning rubber, kind of practicing with a purpose and helping to improve your lap times and make your results better at the same time.